took pictures. I said put it in the media share. And I also went to P.F. Chang's.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Just go say hi to Sean.
I did. Sean, we met because I had to, have a meeting for my daughter and choose the food that we're going to have catered over there. So we got some swag now. Look at Mike.
Let me check that out.
P.F. Chang's tumbler.
Nice.
And I got the hats. So here you go. Check it out, Mike. P.F. Chang's hats.
That's a good looking hat.
We got one for you too. And I took pictures of all the food that Sean treated us to. We got treated to a feast, courtesy of one Sean Quintero. Thank you so much, Sean. I gotta say, man, out of all the drinks that I was trying out there, I had 2 drinks, because
you tried all 8 of them.
No, I didn't try all 8. But I said, you know what? I already know what the Japanese old fashioned tastes like, and I've had some other drinks there. Let me try some stuff off the $8.99 menu, And I tried the lychee martini.
Lychee, yeah, the lychee.
It was very, very good, and the lemon drop martini, that one was also good as well. I got it as a recommendation from
You're
our server.
You're speaking Chica's language right there, Joe.
Yeah. I got it off of recommendation by our server, who was also the bartender. So she said the lemon drop was good. I said, oh, I'll try it. So they're both good. What's up, Jonathan Perez?
Good morning, fellas.
Peter Aguilar is in the house. Mexican Junior, what's up? And Taco Tuesday is joining us.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. We're going to have to play a grito for Cowboy fan, man.
Man, we need a 3-hour show today.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast, powered by P.F. Chang's Locking. Right behind us, we have that Spurs logo right there, right? Can you believe it? I said it before the show ended on Friday. The last words I said, Joe, on Friday on the Area 210 podcast was what? When we come back on Monday, the Spurs are going to be 3-0. They're 3-0, Joe. Only 4 undefeated teams left in the NBA. Only 2 teams at 3-0, the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Joe, 2 ugly wins against the New Orleans Pelicans, and then yesterday afternoon against the Brooklyn Nets. Ugly wins, because I mentioned on Twitter, I'll take an ugly win over a moral victory any day of the week. And we say this all the time, Joe. You are what your record says you are. The Spurs are 3-0. And tonight they have a game against the Toronto Raptors at the Frost Bank Center. Joe, how you feeling as a Spurs fan?
Kind of mixed. I'm happy that the team is winning, right? And the thing is that you've seen 2 ugly games back to back, right? And if that was the Spurs of old from last season, they would have easily lost that game in New Orleans, that overtime game. Easily. But they managed to, ink out a win. And a win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's an ugly win or you're blowing a team out. Then they come back home, the season opener here at home. And that was an ugly game, too, because they were once up, I believe, by as many as 18. Then they let Brooklyn come back in because Brooklyn was shooting lights out in that third quarter, and that kind of transitioned a little bit into the fourth. And the Spurs finally started putting some things together and inked out the win there. But the team is still kind of, it looks like they're trying to find their footing, and rightfully so, because we're really early into the season. But, I was looking at comparisons. Because they're like, oh, Wemby's generational and Wemby's this, and he had a great first game. I still want to see more of that. Like I said, on a consistent basis, I want to see that generational talent come out, and I want to see Wemby dominate the games and drop 40, maybe even 50. And I said as much. If in these first 20 games, Mike, if Wemby drops 50 points, which shouldn't be a tall order, right? Not asking much.
Not asking much. Joe, it doesn't happen very often in this season.
I'm not asking much. If he can drop 50 in one of these first 20 games, I'll sign the Wemby apology form. Mike, if Austin Reeves from the Lakers can drop 50, shouldn't be a tall order for Wemby.
Well, Austin
Reeves is a generational talent.
Austin Reeves was the only
That's what
player.
I've been told.
Austin Reeves was the only player yesterday in the lineup who could actually make a bucket. So
I'm
Austin
just
Reeves going
saying.
off and
I'm
having a
just
hot night.
saying.
Wemby
Mira
right now
Wemby.
is averaging 33.3 points per game. He's averaging a NBA high 6 blocks per game, 6 per game, averaging nearly 2 steals per game, 2 assists, and 13.3 rebounds. The guy would be a top 2 or 3 MVP candidate right now and is right now. I'm interested to see what the NBA power rankings are saying, Joe. And I know you're going to die on that hill about Wemby not being generational. Mofo's averaging 33 points per game, Joe. Come on, man. Those are Michael
How many
Jordan-esque
games
numbers.
are we into the season, Mike?
We're 3 games into the season. And look at
Come
the number of
on,
points he has
bro.
scored, Joe. The
Come on,
lowest he
bro.
has scored this year is 29. That's the lowest he has scored.
Bro, Wemby had and the team struggled against the Pelicans, bro. Against Brooklyn.
Well, it's funny what's going on with that because you saw how he balled out against the Mavericks, right? The Mavericks tried to play him straight up. What ended up happening with the Pelicans, what ended up happening with the Brooklyn Nets is they decided, well, we're going to try to double and triple team him. And it's incumbent upon the shooters to shoot, right? And that's what happened yesterday. The Spurs started, they got cold from outside. Champagny was missing shots. Barnes was missing shots. Everyone was missing shots. And all of a sudden that 20-plus point lead got obliterated and they fell behind. Spurs ended the game, I believe, on a 15-0 run, right? And what I found interesting, Wemby is Wemby. Wemby's going to get, what we have known about Wemby now, 30 points, just lock him in. He's going to get 28 to 32 points automatic. He's now that guy.
Yeah.
But now we're looking at who is the one player, who are the 2 players that put this team on their shoulders to victory yesterday? When things were looking bleak, when the butthole was puckering in the arena there at the Frost Bank Center, where Spurs fans were getting kind of nervous. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're getting a little bit nervous. The 2 players that put the team on their shoulders, I found to be fantastically interesting. One was Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper was the guy who, when the lead was going up, was the point guard. They put Castle back in as point guard. Guess what? The lead went away.
No.
Then what happened? Dylan Harper was given the ball again. Guess what? Spurs got on that roll again. So we now know that the backup point guard on this team is not Stephon Castle. The backup point guard on this team should be Dylan Harper. Yesterday, 20 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 0 turnovers. That hadn't happened since Vernon Maxwell, a 20-8 with 0 turnovers from a Spur backup player, bench player, since Vernon Maxwell back in the 90s. Actually, 89.
Yeah.
The other player, Joe, that we need to talk about, who has done a fantastic job on this team, Keldon Johnson. We needed a bucket. We brought in a bucket getter. And I know Keldon still plays bully ball. But my goodness, the fascinating things I've taken from the season, Wemby has taken that leap. He's taken that leap from being all-star to generational. That leap has already happened, Joe. You're late for the train. The bus has already left. Has left the station. It's already happened, Joe. Jump on board. He's already generational. But now we're seeing Devin
20
Vassell.
games, Mike?
We're seeing Devin Vassell. We're seeing Keldon Johnson fall into their roles, Joe. Like, Vassell's not playing hero ball. Vassell is out there making buckets when we need it and then falling back, deferring to Dylan Harper, deferring to Stephon Castle, deferring to Wemby. There was no Luke Cornett yesterday. Hopefully he comes back. He has an ankle injury. But when Luke Cornett is out there, that's a special team defensively. Wemby being the generational player that he has blossomed into becoming. And now you're seeing all these players like Dylan Harper, Joe. People gave me so much crap during the offseason when I said Dylan Harper is the second most important Spur on this roster. And what did I hear, Joe? No, it's not. It's Stephon Castle. No, man. Dylan Harper, when it comes to ceiling, is by far the second best Spur on this team when it comes to actual individual ceiling. Look what he's doing right now, Joe. 3rd game in the NBA, 28-6. Or averaging 16 points per game as a rookie. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Castle's a very good player. And I want Castle on this team and whatnot. I understand that. But Spurs fans need to understand that Dylan Harper was better at Rutgers than Castle was at UConn. That Dylan Harper is more NBA ready, has the NBA pedigree with his dad being Ron Harper, 5-time NBA champion. The corporate knowledge that Dylan Harper has on the court, off the court, and at home is remarkable. He's going to be such
Yeah.
a good player. And as I tweeted out there back in May of this year, Castle's going to be a 2 or 3 time All-Star. He's going to be an All-Star one day. Harper going to be a 6 to 8 time All-Star.
Let me ask you a question then. So we're only a couple games into the season, man. And I understand there's excitement there. Harper better than Castle right now. At what point, if you're the coach, right, Mitch Johnson, do you seriously think about making that change at the point guard position? And then if you do, and you're going to keep, let's say, Castle in the lineup, you're going to have what? Harper as your point guard, and then what are you going to slide Castle to? Is he going to be your shooting guard? What are you going to have him? What position is he going to play on the court?
That's a tough question to ask because once De'Aaron Fox comes in, then all things are off,
Exactly.
right?
Are you going to have Castle go to the bench?
You might have to.
Man, I got to say one thing, Mike. One thing we haven't talked about too. The Toyota Corolla looks like it needs an oil change, bro.
Yeah, he's slow. he lost a step big time this offseason. These are good. Look at what we're complaining about, Joe. Compared to years past. Years past was, wow, we suck. We have no chance. And now it's like, we have too much talent. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
it's an embarrassment of riches is what it is, right? Castle's a very, very good player, and he has a very, very bright future ahead of him. Dylan Harper's a different player, though, man. They're thunder and lightning. Castle is lightning. And I'm trying to figure out who Dylan Harper reminds me of. Dylan Harper, to me, in a weird way, a more athletic with higher gear Kyle Anderson. In a weird way, because he's very deliberate when he brings the ball up. He's explosive. He could be just as explosive as Castle, right?
Yeah.
But Castle has one speed. He's either flooring it or he's not doing anything, right? Castle goes one way. Dylan Harper is very much he has a first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. He has different gears by which he plays in. Castle is either trying to take the paint off the rim or he's passing the ball.
God.
Do you notice about Dylan Harper? Dylan Harper has has different speeds, and sometimes it catches up to him, but other times he blows right by you. He's kind of like Greg Maddux pitching the ball. The fastball's not that fast, but the curveball's really good and the sinker's really good. Harper is just changing pitches with whatever he's doing, going left, going right. Blow right by you, body you up. He absorbs contact a lot better than Castle. And guess what, Joe? When it comes down to it, who do I want at the free throw line? No. Dylan Harper. Harper goes to the free throw line knowing he's going to make the shots. Castle's going to the free throw line right now. We saw this when he played against the Mavericks. He is struggling from the free throw line. He doesn't want to be at the free throw line. Harper's like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I don't know, man. It's fun. I love Stephon Castle. I love Dylan Harper. I love that they're both on the team, but it's an embarrassment of riches because we're going to be getting De'Aaron Fox mid-month, apparently. It's going to be interesting to see. And are they going to slowly bring De'Aaron Fox into the lineup? Are they going to bring him off the bench? Is one of them trade bait come February? And what happens, Joe? I mentioned this on Twitter over the weekend when Jeremy Sohan comes back. Because as you mentioned, the Toyota Corolla, Harrison Barnes is struggling. He's sputtering out there. Dude, if there is any, you know what? I'd rather take Jeremy Sohan right now than the Toyota Corolla. Because the Corolla could at least get you buckets, right? Well, if Barnes is not getting you buckets, and I know he had that big shot against the Pelicans to seal the deal, and he had the game-sealing free throw. I get that. But the 48 minutes prior to that was awful. If he's not making buckets, I'd rather have Sohan's defense out there.
I was still willing to give the Toyota Corolla a chance, man, but he's looking a little sluggish. He needs an oil change or something, man.
Yeah.
But, one of the things that I like doing here is poking the bear. Right, yeah. Because I told everybody, they said, "Oh, sign the apology form for Wemby and this and that." I'm giving him 20 games, and it seems like it's just the knife that's, you turn it into somebody's side there just to upset them a little bit more. It's like 20 games. I'm gonna give him a sample size of 20 games. If he drops 50 before 20 games, I'll sign the apology for him. No problem.
Well, Joe, he's averaging 33 points per game. I mean,
Well, I
30,
said if he
33,
drops
13,
all he has
30,
to do is drop
33,
30.
33, 13, and 6 blocks, Joe.
But you
6
know
blocks
what?
per game.
He ain't gonna be averaging 30 when they play a contending team. I guarantee you, bro.
Yeah, he will.
Guarantee it.
Here are
I
the Spurs.
guaranteed it. Like
Here are the-
Rasheed Wallace said back in the day. Guaranteed, baby. Guaranteed. He
Here are
won't
the
drop
s-
no 30 against a contending team.
Here are the Spurs stats for 3 games, Joe. Wemby averaging 33.3 points per game. Devin Vassell averaging 17.3. Stephon Castle, 17. Dylan Harper, 16 off the bench. Keldon Johnson, 12.7 off the bench. Not
But
bad.
who have they played, Mike? They've played bad teams, man.
Joe, your record is who your record is. And they
I
played the
know
Mavericks
that.
on the
I'm
road. They
just
played the
saying
Mavericks.
it's bad teams.
They beat
Let's
the
see how
Mavericks on the road.
They play against good teams. That's all I'm saying.
They beat the Mavericks on the road. They beat a good team on the road. They beat the
Mavericks
Mavericks
aren't
on the
that
road.
good, bro. They're gonna be a lottery team.
They beat the Mavericks on the road. They beat the Mavericks on the road. That's a signature win right now, Joe. But here's the thing, Joe. Isn't that the hallmark of a good team? A good team beats bad teams. A good team racks up victories, and we need 48 wins to get to the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
We got 3 lined up, baby. We got 3 lined up. And we got Toronto tonight, a 1-2 team who, by the way, should have beaten Atlanta over the weekend. So they should be 2-1, but they blew a huge fourth quarter lead to Atlanta over the weekend. Toronto coming into town. Spurs could go 4-0. Spurs could go 5-0 just based on the teams that are there. I'm interested to see the power rankings. By the way, I didn't set the table at all. We're going to be talking Cowboys as well today. Cowboys got their asses handed to them yesterday by the Denver Broncos. Joe was wrong yet again on picking on his favorite team.
Cowboys season is over, bro. What did we say? That I even said on Friday that this was the most important game of the season for the Cowboys, right? They had to have this game if they wanted to go ahead and make a playoff run.
Yeah.
That's it. The Cowboys' time of death was what time, Mike?
6:15 yesterday. Joe was so mad at me that at some point he texted me, "Cry harder, ho." We're also going to have Darian Starling, UTSA insider, around 10:45 talking about UTSA football. We're also going to get into the fact that SAFC made the playoffs, apparently, so Joe will chime in on that. The Longhorns are in the top 20 yet again after a thrilling cover-behind victory. Should Arch Manning play this weekend? He had a concussion.
Oh, man, I saw that one coming a mile away. As soon as he took off running and he went right in the middle of the field, he didn't slide. Yeah. I said, they're going to light his ass up. Sure enough, boom.
The best part was I'm watching with Chica's mom, my future mother-in-law. I'm watching the game with her. She's a huge sports fan. Chica's mom, all she does is watch sports, dude. And she loves UT football with a passion. Loves the Cowboys, loves the Spurs. And we're watching that game together. And when he gets hit, I said, he got knocked out of the game. You know what her words were?
No.
Good. She said, good. She goes, maybe we're going to win this game. He was having the best game of his career at UT leading up into that. And she literally said, good. When he got hit. And by the way, that touchdown pass to win the game, that was not a touchdown. Come on, man. It was ruled
incomplete. You had to have 2 steps in, right?
No, only
2, and control of the ball, right? And control of the ball.
1 foot in college.
Right. Well, he had to have control of the ball, but I thought he made that football play when he was out of bounds.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
That was just me. I'm just saying, I mean, I'm a UT fan, but I'm just saying when you watch it on the replay, it looks like he made that football move when he was out of bounds. That 1 foot came out of bounds, then he had control of the ball. That's the way I saw it.
Yeah, I didn't see him with his tippy toe, his fingertips controlling that ball, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Spurs tonight in action against the Toronto Raptors. The Spurs found it interesting before the game started. You had one of the Holtz, the chairman, the governor of the Spurs Sports Entertainment, taking it to the court and saying, vote for Prop A and Prop B.
Oh, didn't they address the fans before the game? They came out on the court.
They addressed the fans and
he vote yes for Prop A and B.
Yeah, and it was a little bit nervous take. I like the fact that he didn't go up there in a suit. He was dressed all casual, like I'm one of you, I'm one of the fans, right?
I'm
And
down
he
with
was down with the kids, down with the gente, right?
oh
And he was
man.
out there saying, he goes, "We have a wonderful opportunity on the court. We have a wonderful opportunity off the court." And they mentioned Prop A and Prop B, saying, "Hey, get us a new arena downtown where we should be," is what he said. And I
Yeah.
have a poll on Twitter asking the question: do you think at MJ Acquire Taste, do you think the Spurs getting off to a hot start has improved the chances of the team getting a new arena? 72 votes in this morning, 85% saying yes. And Joe, I've been a big nerd about the election,
Yeah.
trying to find out where these votes are coming from. And we're getting a lot of votes from Stone Oak, Encino, Alamo Ranch, Hebner Oaks area compared to what was going on back in May and June. I would assume the more affluent the area, the more likely they're going to be supportive of Prop A and Prop B. Early voting goes until Friday. Already 60,000 plus votes have already been cast. Just let you
Yeah.
know, when it came to the mayoral election back in May and June with the runoff, only 90,000 early votes were cast. We're going to be on pace, Joe, to outdo that because we're getting 10,000 votes each day, like clockwork, leading up to
You
the
know what I
election.
thought was crazy behavior from Spur fans? I've gone on social media, right? And I've seen some Spurs fans that are they say, I'm a diehard Spurs fan. I'm gonna vote yes for was it Proposition A,
Yeah,
to go ahead and keep the I guess the upgrades and what they needed, for the Frost Center and all that to keep the rodeo going year round, right? Keep
right.
the rodeo going. But I'm gonna vote no for Proposition B, which is Project Marvel and the new Spurs arena. Because they said the reasoning behind it is they're like, well, the Spurs already have a home in the Frost Center. I'm like, no, it's like they need to be educated. And people, I guess, that are voting this way are the younger generation, right? Because they don't understand the way that city politics really work and the way politics work when you have a professional sports team. And like we've gone on air to say, after 30 years, that, let's say, building, right, whatever it could be, arena, stadium, whatever you want to call it, it runs a lifespan. It has a lifespan of about 30 years.
Hmm.
After that, you're due for an upgrade, right? Because the Alamo Dome was never a proper place for the Spurs. That wasn't their home.
That was their home.
That was built to go ahead and say, you know what, San Antonio's ready for an NFL football team. That didn't happen. We can't even house a AAA football club. They close up shop and move. And we got another one coming in. I'm not getting behind none of this crap no more. I'm not gonna buy one single ticket to any of these semi-pro football teams. It's
Ever
not
again.
gonna happen, dude. Never again. No. But I'm just saying, like, the irony in the thing is, if you're a Spurs fan, how are you gonna go ahead and vote no against Project Marvel? It doesn't make sense.
Joe, it's one of those things where, what do we say about this about the city? The city is highly, highly uneducated, and I saw this comedian a while back say that back in the day, uneducated people used to never vote, and that's why things kind of ran smoothly. But
Yeah.
uneducated people have taken to the polls, and it's like the movie Idiocracy. I don't know if you ever seen that movie where,
Yeah.
generations of dumb people breed, but smart people don't have any kids. It's uneducated, and if the Spurs ever leave San Antonio, it's going to be on Gina Ortiz Jones's watch, and she's going to be the reason why. She'll never take the responsibility, for it all. But in order to maintain an NBA franchise, you need to keep up with the Joneses. That's just the way that it is. And they signed a 30-year contract to be with San Antonio. And if the vote fails, City of San Antonio has time to do what it needs to do to make it
Yeah.
happen, go to another vote 2 or 3 years down the road or whatever the case may be. The Spurs have been really nice about it, Joe. Been really nice. But if the vote fails, blood is in the water and
Oh,
Las
they got a
Vegas is
plan.
going to come.
They got
Las
a
Vegas is
plan.
going to come. Yeah.
That's why they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because if they say, if you don't give us what we want, we're gonna do this. Spurs fans don't want to hear what the plan B is.
Plan B is Las
They're gonna
Vegas.
get a new they're gonna get a new arena somewhere. I don't know if they're gonna go to Las Vegas, but they're gonna get a new arena somewhere. Might not be downtown, but it might be another location again. What if it's between San Antonio and Austin? Spurs fans will get pissed off about that, but you know what? If they want to keep the Spurs, they're going to go ahead and let them pay for that arena.
You know what? As Joe says, "Cry harder, ho." He uses that he uses that phrase when it comes to getting mad on text messages. By the way, I found this to be interesting. Have you noticed that the rookie stats right now for the NBA rookies going on right now? It is funny, man, because last year Stephon Castle was rookie of the year at 14 points per game. This year, you're probably going to have about 5 or 6 rookies average more than 15 points per game. Cooper Flagg being one of them, Dylan Harper being one of them as well.
Yeah.
VJ Edgecombe started his NBA career out with a 35-point game. That was his rookie debut. We're all excited about Cooper Flagg. We're all excited about Dylan Harper. But that's funny.
You know, I wanted to go ahead and share something with you guys.
Yeah.
Because I had a big weekend, man. We did a lot of stuff over the weekend. And one of those things was heading out to PF Chang's.
Yeah.
You know, I had to go and round up the family. We went out to go and see Sean over at PF Chang's. And I got to say, man, I got to try the lychee, or how do you say it?
The lychee martini.
Lychee martini. You know, from that $8.99, 8 for $8.
Did you eat the
lychee? It was good.
It
was good.
Did you have the lychee itself?
No. I did not.
You're supposed to eat that. That's fruit.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't eat it. I just was drinking it.
I can't wait to tell Chica that. What is that? What is
that? It looked like a moco.
It looks like an alien head, right? It looks
like a moco, dude. I'm gonna eat a moco. I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. But the rest of the martini was very good, And then I tried the lemon drop martini. Let me go ahead and put that one on here. Well, I don't know if I took a picture of it, but here's the food. We tried the food because my daughter is going to have her wedding dinner there. So we have to go ahead and sample some of the food. Sean's like, hey, man, go ahead and get stuff from the menu. Try it, stuff that you're interested in. And that way you can decide what you want. So I was like, sure, man. And we went in and we started getting some appetizers. I got to say, man, I tell you guys, the lettuce wraps are really good.
They're really good.
People are like, what is that? It's lettuce, right? But what it is that you have the garnish is like this sauce, but you have the meat, right? So you scoop it up with the spoon and you put it in the lettuce wrap, and you get the little bit of a sauce. You put in the spoon and you kind of drizzle it on the, and the crunch that goes along with the other savoriness. It's the meat and the sauce mixed together. And you combine it, it's really good. People are like, "Oh, a lettuce wrap." No, the lettuce wraps are extremely good.
It sounds weird, but it's really good, man. They're no need to play the video today, by the way, because we have we're doing this. But 3 to 6, they have happy hour.
Yeah,
they have their brand new specials: the Jade Margarita. They've got the lychee martini, the lemon drop martini. They've got Long Island iced tea, the Golden Buddha Mai Tai. They have all these different drinks available for $8.99. Open to close right now. It's a limited time thing that they have that going on. But
the lettuce wraps up close.
Go ask for Sean, man. Just let him know. Area 210 took you, brought you in.
Yeah.
But next time, Joe, you gotta have the lychee. You gotta actually eat it. It's sweet.
All right.
It's sweet.
But look at this, man. I tried this on the weekend. As I was watching the Spurs game, I saw an advertisement and it says, "Go to Taco Planeque and go and get your Spurs combo." They call it the Coyote combo. So I was like, man, that looks pretty good, dude. I might try that after the game. And I went, and it's like $15, right, for the combo. It's not bad, but you get a big old like burrito, bro. Like if you get that one burrito, it's a meal for like 2 people, not just for one person. And they give you like chips and queso, right? Also, and then you get this drink that comes in this commemorative cup, which I have the cup right here. And it's a Coyote cup, and it's pretty cool. And then on the back, they had this. Where is it? Right here. That's on the back of the cup as well. So it's not bad. And then if you look behind me, I have a little thing that I did. So I put up spooky season here for us that you can see behind my shoulder here. So that's the little thing that I did with the 3D printer and stuff, man. So y'all can check that out as we're doing the show. You see the stuff that's behind me. This is what it looks like, So there you go. Nice. I was sharing with y'all, but yeah, go check out Sean at PF Chang's, man. He does great things out there. And I got to say that the staff, right, that they have, the servers that come and give you your food and take your order, they're fantastic, man.
Hmm.
It's like customer service to the nines, dude. You go in there, you feel like you're a VIP. Like no joke, dude. Best service that I've had. Every time I take the family there, they're impressed. You know?
And Julian Champagny goes there to PFX La
Yeah.
Cantera. Goldberg is always there. Frank Harris is always there. Midtown Texas reaches out to us and says, "Let us wrap up a win tonight, 4-0, baby. Let us wrap it up." I like it. Jesse A is coming at you for your the way you say palenque. He goes,
Palenque.
palenque. Very nice, Joe. You want to get into the Cowboys before we go to Darian Starling? Let me know when he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's gonna join us at 10:45, so we're good. We can talk about the Cowboys for a bit. But the
Joe,
Cowboys, man, disappointing, dude. Disappointing. They had a chance to show that they were either one of two things, Mike, contenders or pretenders.
right.
And what did they tell us, Mike, on this loss?
They're pretenders. But here's the thing, Joe. I was listening to the podcast that our good friend RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys had. And he had a very interesting take right now saying that the Cowboys circus is going to go into overdrive over the next couple of months because the Cowboys have prime slots available for themselves to be on in the national consciousness right now. Back-to-back Monday Night Football games. They've got a game on Netflix. They got a game on Amazon. They got a game on Thanksgiving. And then they have a Sunday Night Football game. That basically they're going to be the headliner every week until mid-December. Right? The next
Yeah.
game, Monday Night Football against Arizona. They should win the next two games, Joe. They should. They have the Arizona Cardinals going into Jerry World. Arizona started out pretty hot, but not a very good team. And then after that, the Cowboys have another winnable game. So the Cowboys, let's say 2 weeks from now, Joe,
Yeah.
are 5-4-1. Are we going to then
Ooh.
start to believe yet again?
No, bro.
Because they got the
They just
Cardinals and
this fool's goal.
they got the Cardinals, and then they're on the road against the Raiders. They should win both of those games, okay? Because
Yeah.
the Cardinals suck, and the Raiders play inside of a dome on turf. What is it about the Cowboys playing on grass outdoors? It's the stupidest thing. We were picking our winners on Thursday and Friday. And what did I say, Joe? They're on grass. They're playing in the sun. They just don't do it unless the
It's like the
sun is.
horse. It's like that horse that was in captivity its whole life, right?
Yeah,
And then you let it out and it touches the grass for the first time, and it's like, what the heck is this? That's what the Cowboys remind me of when they get on natural grass.
dude. They only play good in the sun if the sun is peeking through the side of the building and blinding them as they're marching down the field. They lost to the Bears. They lost to the Eagles. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Broncos. All outside, all on grass. It's the weirdest thing, man. How is it the offense sputters that way? Where do they win? They win at Jerry World and they win at where the Giants play, which is basically the same type of setup as the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's so funny, Joe. But now they have a game at Jerry World. They got a game on in a dome in Las Vegas. They're gonna win both of those games, or it's a dome-like setting there in Las Vegas. Cowboys are gonna be 5-4-1. We're gonna be hearing, we got a chance, and then the gauntlet begins with games against the Eagles, games against the Lions, the Chiefs. They've got a gauntlet of games there that are gonna be very, very, very tough. The Cowboys, they're gonna, just when you thought we were out, Joe, what are they gonna just drag us back in?
They're gonna be that meme from Nacho Libre. I wanna win. I wanna win. But they're only gonna be good enough to go ahead and win. What did we predict at the beginning of the season? 7.5 games, about 8, maybe. That's it. That ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Well, and that just shows you that the Cowboys can't win unless Dak Prescott's on fire. But if you're scoring in the low 20s, you're not going to win anything. They're not going to. And it's so funny watching this team play because now I understand they were decimated by injuries, right? They were bringing defensive backs out of the practice squad earlier in the week, right? That I understand. But that doesn't explain why the offense sputtered. Defensively, the game started out, it looked pretty good because first drive, Bo Nix threw an interception. Cowboys got it all the way to the 1 yard line, Joe. Did they punch it in? No. False start. Brought it back down to the 6. They kicked a field goal. It's a play like that. That false start right there, Joe. The momentum you get from punching in a touchdown, getting the interception, punching a touchdown. No. They sputtered into a field goal, 3-0. Then Bo Nix goes off for a while.
Look at this. This is the reason why the Cowboys can't win, dude. Because Dak is too nice to the team. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. No, hurt their feelings. Call them out. He's like, after the game, he's like, he believes in our roster. And can it be better? He goes, that's for you guys to write about and to judge. I trust those guys. Dak, stop lying, bro. You do not trust that damn defense. That defense can't stop nothing, man. That's the weakness of the Cowboys. It's awful.
It's a historically bad defense. This is not like, oh,
Horrible.
well, it's just a mediocre defense. Because if that defense was just simply average, that team would be playoff bound. If they were the 15th best defense in a 30-team league, they would be playoff bound. But that is the 29th, 30th worst defense of all time. Might go down as the worst defense in Dallas Cowboys history. And here's the thing, Joe. Who's the GM? It's Jerry.
Jerry.
It's
And
Jerry.
you know, the thing is that the Cowboys defense, I think, still would have looked this bad, even if they had Micah Parsons.
It would have gone from being the worst team of all time defensively for the Cowboys to being one of the worst teams.
Yeah, even if Micah
It
was
would have
on
been
the
a little
team,
bit better. A
the
little bit
team would
better.
have been bad.
It
It
would
still
have been
would
a
have been
little
bad.
bit better. You cannot hide from the fact that you have Diggs and Bland and all those guys hurt. Because even when healthy, it's not a good roster. You take
No.
out 4 or 5 of those players, makes it even worse. They are a boat with a hole punched in it all over the place. There's nothing.
And guys were still
there.
dropping like flies during the game, coming out injured, you know?
There's nothing there, Joe. There's nothing there.
You know, the Cowboys right now don't have any balance, you know, and like the Denver Broncos team, you know, the Patriots, you know, good teams that are leading their divisions, they have a balance, right? They might not be the most explosive team on offense, but they can get by with doing enough, right? And the defense makes up for that. Like they'll have a good defense and the offense will be all right? Like the Denver Broncos, they're not a team that's known to put up 40-something points every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is very good and their offense is okay. It's serviceable. It's a decent enough offense. There's balance there. You know, and what wins Super Bowls? Defense. Right? This has been told to us time and time again. Defense wins you championships. The Cowboys currently as constructed, they ain't going nowhere, man.
They're not a good team at all.
No.
And I mean, it's fun to watch them offensively because you see CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens do their thing, and you see Ferguson as one of the top tight ends in the NFL. Javonte Williams has been pretty good as a running back. I mean, he's not as great as some Cowboy fans think that he is. He's good. He's fine. He's serviceable as a running back. He's having a good year. But let me ask you this, Joe. I'm looking at DraftKings right now.
Yeah.
The DraftKings odds for NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Keep in mind, Dak Prescott has been runner-up twice. Lost to TJ Watt, I believe, both times. Or no, Myles Garrett one time, TJ Watt one time. Guess who's the favorite right now, according to DraftKings Sportsbook?
Oh.
Michael Parsons. Right now, plus 180. Myles Garrett's number 2, Aiden Hutchinson 3 in the running. But really, it's a 2-man race between Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett. Who is the number 1 seed right now in the NFC?
Oh.
The Green Bay Packers.
And the Green Bay Packers just not beat, but they lost to the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh no, they beat Aaron Rodgers.
Did they? I thought they lost.
Yeah, they beat them. I'm gonna go ahead and say that they did. I saw that yesterday.
Oh yeah, they beat them. I thought they. I was looking at the scores the wrong way. The Steelers lost to Green Bay.
So if you look at the standings, the playoffs right now. So we're already pretty much done with Week 9 of the NFL season. I know there's a Monday Night Football game tonight, but right now the 1 seed in the NFC at 5-1-1 is the Green Bay Packers. They are in the driver's seat right now to be the number 1 seed where everything runs through Green Bay. Imagine that, Joe, having to go to Lambeau
No,
to make it to the Super Bowl.
that
The
ain't
2
gonna
seed
happen,
right
man.
now, Philadelphia Eagles at 6-2, they just keep winning. Tampa Bay, the 3 seed at 6-2. The Seahawks 5-2 as the 4 seed. The Detroit Lions at 5-2, the 5 seed. The Rams, the 6 seed at 5-2. Look at that, Joe. The top 6 teams are 5-2 or better in the NFC.
Yeah,
7 teams make the playoffs. That team right now is the San Francisco 49ers at 5-3. Behind them, you've got the Bears and the Panthers, who the Cowboys lost to earlier in the year. So the Cowboys are not only paddling uphill, or trying to swim uphill, but they got to leapfrog teams that they lost to.
yeah.
It's going to be a difficult task. Right now in the AFC, I found it to be interesting because still on the outside looking in, Joe, is Kansas City. Kansas City 4-3. Guess what, Joe? Still not in playoff contention as of right now. The number 1 seed, though, Joe, the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor ripped off that 80-yard touchdown run yesterday. It was very, very, very cool. The 2 seed right now, the New England Patriots, who just look unbeatable right now. The
Yeah.
Broncos at 6-2. Who wants to go to Mile High, Joe,
No, not me.
to play a playoff game in December or January?
Mm-mm.
Pittsburgh at 4-3 is the 4 seed. Buffalo, the 5 seed. Chargers, the 6 seed. And Jacksonville still ahead of Kansas City as the 7 seed.
Yeah.
Out of it, Joe, the Saints are 1-7 with the worst record in the league, along with the Jets and the Tennessee Titans.
The Saints know the assignment, Mike.
They
Come
do. They do. They're doing a great job. Bang up job.
on.
The Giants fell to 2-6, and they lost Cam Scatterboo.
Oh, that
So you wanted to talk about Scatterboo.
we do have Darian Starling waiting for us on standby.
Okay.
But yeah, that
Well,
Scatterboo injury was probably the most gruesome injury that I've seen in the NFL to date. It was pretty bad. That ankle looked like it was hanging on by a sock, dude. It was
yeah.
dislocated and probably broken.
And what did everybody say about Scatterboo? It was an injury waiting to happen. Now, here's the thing. That was a hip drop, right? So it wasn't like it was a play that should have been called a 15-yard penalty, right? They're trying to
Yeah.
get rid of those types of tackles. But you knew how the season was going to end for Scatterboo. He was destined to be hurt because the guy's a maniac. Coming out of Arizona State, you want him on this team. He's the one who screams, going to get the team all fired up. He's a walking injury, dude. He's a walking injury waiting to happen. You can't play the way in the NFL.
Let's go
But
ahead and bring
we
our
have a
guest.
special guest, Darian Starling, our UTSA football insider, former UTSA football player. In fact, we're talking about UTSA football, who was having a shaky season, man. They coming off a 48-point win against Rice, and then they followed that up with a 38-point loss to North Texas. Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team, bipolar team, if you will, when it comes to the UTSA River football. How you doing, Darian?
I'm doing all right. Wish I was on with better circumstances around UTSA, but it is what it is. We're here. I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Oh, dude, we're doing
We're doing
amazing,
great.
man. Wait,
I wanted to
go
ask
ahead.
him a question too, because we brought you on and we had great discussion when it came to UTSA football, and I wanted to get a bigger sample size of how the season was looking, right? Before we brought you on again, and now that we kind of see how things are kind of unfolding, I know Traylor. They've been going at him a lot. He's trying to do the best with the pieces that he has right now. You can't all put the blame on him, but he was the one that was so vocal and saying, hey, man, this team next season is going to look a lot better. They're going to look a lot different, kind of promising that they were going to be a much better team. And that hasn't really transpired, man. And it's disappointing to say the least, but nonetheless, UTSA fans are still wanting UTSA to finish the season off strong. With all that said, I mean, what do you think about this UTSA season? What does that sing to you?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. So yeah, you're right in the sense that like Coach Traylor put everybody on notice that they completely expected to improve this season because last year in 2024, that was kind of the reset, right? That was like
Yeah.
you lose Frank Harris and there's going to be, a period of rebuild. And last year looked like that, right? But when you look at last year, UTSA started off 2-4, and then they went and rallied and finished the season quite strong. I think going 5-1 or so to end the season. So on the back of that, you look at that entire, and I'm sure this is what he was thinking too, and this is what optimistic fans were thinking coming into this season. on the back of that, we returned that entire offense. They ended up being like 12 in the country over that period of time. We returned, I think, almost every single player, every single, albeit a few of them left, things like that. But most of that offense came back. So conventional wisdom is like, hey, these guys are going to have another year of continuity. They should be firing on all cylinders. Owen McCown seemed to come into his own at the end of 2024. And we expected an ascension from him going into 2025, and we have not gotten that. The offensive coordinator is still a problem. I think he's been more of the blame than Coach Traylor actually this season, at least for me. I don't think he's very good. I'll just be completely honest about that. I think I've been frustrated with his play calls since his first year. That was our first year in the American Conference. And he's continued to set us back. And I also think that our quarterback not taking a step forward and being not sort of well-rounding his tools has also hurt UTSA. And then defensively, I mean, we can't stop it. I mean, the defense started to get some momentum, and then North Texas came to town and just blew the doors off of them, right? Just punished them, right? So our coordinators don't adjust very well after halftime, and it's killing us in every single way.
It appears as though the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, just based on watching the games, just based on people who follow them like you do, Darian, that it appears as though that those might have just simply been bad hires. And doesn't that go back to Traylor? Because these guys, I'm a big body language guy, right? I believe, like yesterday watching the Spurs game, Spurs were starting to lose a little bit. Dylan Harper was like, give me the ball, give me the ball. He had the look in his eyes. You look at the look in the eyes of the offensive and defensive, especially the offensive coordinator. You look at them, they look like they don't belong. Like they should be coaching a high school team, not an American Athletic Conference football team. Were they just simply bad hires?
So I mean, ultimately it comes down to that, right? I would say more the offensive coordinator than the defensive coordinator. To the defensive coordinator's credit, we've seen defenses successful under his stewardship. Okay. So we've seen the type of defense that he can bring to the table whenever he has the talent to do so. I just think recruiting has let them down, to be just completely honest. And the defense has actually shown some progression, although they had an awful game in their last outing. They've actually shown progression throughout the season. Offensively is where I think we really made a mistake. I understand Traylor's idea of promoting within and rewarding the guys that's on his staff, but appointing Burke to this particular role it's been a little bit of fool's gold because he's had some times where the numbers just look good. But if you just watch the games and understand football even a little bit, you can see that this was inevitable. Frank Harris's play was so good in his first season, it actually bought him time. And now we're seeing, hey, you don't have a prolific quarterback leading your offense out there every time. Now it's going to be more on you to play call and get people in position to get guys the ball where they can make an impact. And he has failed to do that consistently. The most alarming thing, the most alarming thing to me is our first 15, 20 plays, whenever we're on script, we look fine. We can tell he planned all week for those first couple drives, right? The second that defense on the opposing side makes a change in the second half, we're done. We're toast. We have no ability to adjust. And to me, to your point, Mike, whenever those things show, he seems out of his depth every time in the second half because they've made adjustments, they've made a chess play, and he cannot respond. And that's why UTSA is in the position they're in now.
You know, one of the games that comes to mind, and I think Mike had pointed it out too, wasn't it that game against Texas State, Mike? The Bobcats here? And you saw that game, and you saw the battle of the coaches, right? And coaches making adjustments and whatnot. And Mike had pointed out, he's like, you know what? That Texas State coach.
Yeah, G.J. Kinney.
Yeah, he outcoached Traylor, man.
Yeah, and there are a lot of UTSA fans who are going to be like, well, you know, the experience means something at some point. but the youth and energy that you get from a younger head coach is sometimes more. I made the point on social media the other day on Twitter that the days of thinking that Jeff Traylor was going to go off and go have an SEC school program or a Power 4 conference, those days are gone. Like, that ship sailed. He should have left a long time ago. And right now he's holding on to a UTSA program that is underfunded, doesn't have the NIL money, doesn't have the facilities, doesn't have the ability to keep the players that they have. I mean, they do well for UTSA. They go to an SEC school as they should. Okay, I'm not going to say that they're not being loyal. They had to be loyal to themselves more than anybody else. But now going up against UTSA, up next is what, Tulane? That ain't going to be pretty, man. That ain't going to be pretty. What should the spread be in this game? What, 3 touchdowns at least?
I think they're a 5-point favorite. I mean,
oh.
to UTSA's credit, they do play better at home.
Okay.
And they have played better at home. So I'm not sitting here predicting a Tulane victory. I'm not. But I think there is something to that, to where the game will probably be a little bit closer than what people think.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a tough game. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, and I know there are some UTSA fans that probably don't want to hear this, but based on what they've shown me against teams that are on their level, we do not have the type of team that's going to be able to win games against teams that are better than us, number one, but even on the same level. I mean, you look at the loss against Temple. I mean, it was almost embarrassing. It was an embarrassing loss, in my opinion, because you think about those two schools and what, if you compare them over the last 5 years, you think, oh, UTSA is going to walk in there, stump on them, and keep going. We lost that game 27-21. You look at Texas State, right? We lost the Texas State game 43-36. UTSA had 3 opportunities at the end of the game to either tie or go ahead. And what did I tell you about the offensive coordinator? Once they make an adjustment, he can't do what it takes to get us over that hill, right? When you look at Texas State, I thought Texas State were going to be, huge after that. Well, they've proven to not be as great as we thought they were at that time either. But they were at the same level of UTSA, if not a little bit above. UTSA can't win those, and that's what this season has told us. Against we've only beat teams we were way better than. We beat Rice, way better than Rice. We beat UIW, which doesn't even count. They're awful in their FCS school, and we beat Colorado State, who their offense couldn't probably score against good, high school defenses. I mean, I'm trying to be respectful, but
no, you're right. If there is a way for this team to make plays, you're right. They don't beat anybody better than them. They only beat teams that are lower than them. Tulane is better than them. I'm surprised that the spread's 4.5 points. You gotta win this game in order to make a bowl game, right? In order to make a bowl game, you need to win this game. You need to get to 6 wins. This is a game on ESPN, nationally televised on ESPN, a Thursday game. What kind of crowd's going to show up in San Antonio on a Thursday evening to watch a game against Tulane? Knowing that this team is 3-4, I bet you less than 15,000 people show up.
I think it'll be around that amount, probably. We might breach 20,000. A Thursday is going to be tough for San Antonio folks, especially with the way Wemby's playing. I don't know if the Spurs have a game on Thursday. With the way Wemby's playing, he's must-see TV right now.
Mira Wemby.
Yeah, like Austin, for whatever reason, here in Austin, I can't get the Spurs games locally for whatever reason. They give us Houston.
Oh, they blacked
out. So I just bought the FanDuel subscription.
Yeah,
I'm paying $20 a month to watch Wemby play. He's that entertaining. Anyway, back to UTSA. I mean, listen, I hope that UTSA proves me wrong right now, but I've lost optimism on us being able to overcome something like that. I was a little surprised at the spread as well, but I get why it's where it is. I mean, for those folks who see it the other way, you got an opportunity to make you some good money. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one on Thursday. It's gonna be a tough one. I expect the one thing that I will say is Tulane's offense is not as prolific as they've shown in some games. So I do think the game may not go into like crazy 50-point, 50-point mode. But I think defensively they're going to give us a tough time.
Hey, Darian, we have a saying here, the old adage. You're only as good as your record says you are. And right now, when I look at the standings and I look at Tulane, they're 6-1 overall, 3-0 in conference play. Then I look at UTSA, they're 3-4 overall, 1-2 in conference play, 1-3 away. And Tulane's 2-1 away. So anything can happen, like you said, maybe they're not as prolific on offense. Maybe UTSA is going to be able to keep pace with them, and the game's going to be a lot closer than you think. But the Achilles heel, like you said, with UTSA is making those adjustments, especially when it comes to the offensive coordinator. And if they can't adjust and they can't make these big plays when it counts the most, I mean, it's just going to get away from them.
And on Thursday night, at the same time as kickoff, your undefeated San Antonio Spurs host the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat
like the prospects.
There's gonna be like, I'm gonna have the UTSA game on my phone.
Dude, it's hard not to watch Wendy. It's hard not to watch Wendy.
You know what?
I'm definitely going to be dual screen.
Let's pivot Darian into some Spurs talk. Would you mind talking Spurs with me?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so Joe is dying on the hill that Wemby's not generational until he scores 50 points. Wemby, who averages 33 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, leads the league with 6 blocks per game. Joe is refusing to say that he's taken the generational leap.
No.
He's gone from all-star to generational over the offseason.
They want me to sign the Wemby apology form, and I said, I ain't going to sign no form because he had one great game coming out the gate. They're Wemby's generational. I'm like, it's been like 4 games. I was like, I need a bigger sample size. I'll give him 20. And if he can drop 50 before those 20 games, I'll sign the apology form. I'm like, if Austin Reeves can have a 50-point game, why not Wemby? Because I've been told he's generational. You're generational. You can drop a 50 piece before the 20 games because
he dropped
you're
a
playing
40
teams
and 15.
that are lesser than you. He
dropped a 40 and 15, dude. Come on, man.
That was coming out the gate, Mike. That was the first game against a bad Mavs team.
Does
then
it
the
count?
Spurs struggled against
Does
a bad New Orleans team. Then they struggled against a bad Brooklyn team. I want to see what Wemby's going to do when he goes up against a contender. I want to see what he does when he goes up against some real talent. Because I told you in the past, what has Wemby shown you? He's going to fold like a $5 chair, man. It always happens. He goes up against Giannis and he got scared, man. Come on.
This isn't the same Wemby. This isn't the same Wemby. You're holding on to rookie Wemby. You're holding on to Wemby that didn't have
Shaolin Wemby.
Yeah, you're holding on to Wemby who doesn't have the extra 20 pounds of muscle on him. That's a different player out there, man. You're dying on a weird hill, man.
I'm gonna die on the hill. I said I'm gonna give him 20 games, Mike. That's it. That's it.
If I could chime in here, Joe, I think there's an inevitability that you're going to have to come to terms with at some point, whether it's 20 games or the rest, or if it takes the rest of the season. That dude is generational if I've ever seen one. It's not. I don't necessarily care about the points as much. He's going to score. I mean, he can score what he wants to score whenever he feels like it, in my opinion. What he does on the defensive side of the ball is actually insane. Not like you can take the numbers out of it, the actual blocks that he gets.
Yeah.
Which he's averaging 6 blocks over 3 games. I know it's a small sample size, but it's insane. If you look at the amount of shots that he deters from presence and people just thinking twice and going the other way, it's insane. I don't know if we've ever seen anybody, at least not in my lifetime, and I've only been here for 33 years at this point, but I haven't seen anybody impact the game on that side of the ball like that ever. And then offensive, and then his extra size, to Mike's point. Did you see him bully Anthony Davis? Yes, the Mavericks aren't good, but he was going at Anthony Davis 1v1, who, I mean, outside of Giannis, probably the best defender on big men in the NBA, and has been that for years. I don't know. He was going to his chest. He hit step backs on him. I mean,
yeah, no doubt.
He's a different gravy, man.
He is. NBA.com just released its power rankings right now. Last week, as the season started, the Spurs were ranked number 16 according to NBA.com. Today, they ranked them number 8 in the league Oklahoma City at number 1, who's 3-0. They have the Warriors at 2, the Nuggets 3, Knicks 4, Cavs 5, Lakers 6, T-Wolves 7. They have the Spurs at 8, the Clippers at 9, and the Detroit Pistons at 10. It's been fun, man. The Spurs should go 4-0. They have a Toronto team coming in a little bit shorthanded. We'll see if Luke Cornett plays for the Spurs tonight. Cornett, I mean, he had a sprained ankle, played a lot of minutes in the game against New Orleans, man. He's been really good out there. It's a different looking team. Hopefully the Spurs get some home cooking when it comes to it all. I'm gonna veer back into college football. Should Arch Manning play this weekend against Vandy? Vandy, a nationally ranked team, going into Austin. Austin, the UT Longhorns moved up in the rankings from 22-20 with that win over Mississippi State. Dramatic victory. They were down by 3 scores in the fourth quarter. Come back to
17, man.
Send it to overtime. Win in overtime on a very controversial referee reversal there. That was not a catch. I'm sorry. If that was incomplete on the field, how that got turned into a catch, I don't know. But either way, the Longhorns won. Arch Manning got concussed in the overtime. Should Arch Manning be out there on the field, or should they just let him rest?
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on like whatever, as long as he goes to the concussion protocol, like, and he comes out fine, I guess that'll be fine. But they'll probably find a way to expedite that. Like, my general thought is that, like, yeah, like, put him out there if you can. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if they seem to have committed to him long term, and they sort of built a team around him, although he has not shown to be what he was expected to be coming into this season, I think you got to stick with him, because games like Mississippi State, he led a lot of that comeback until he went down at the end of the game. So he needs these reps. He needs more and more high leverage games in the SEC if they want to build any kind of future with him. So yeah, if he can play and they find a way to get him through the protocol, why not?
Texas A&M Aggies picked up their first number 1 vote over the weekend. They're still ranked number 3 overall in the nation. Opened up a can of whoop ass and beat the living crap out of LSU in Death Valley. Good game for the Aggies. They're 8-0.
They beat LSU so bad they fired their coach, Mike.
Oh, I know that could. Well, first of all, Brian Kelly never should have been the coach in the first place. So let's just call it what it is. But now A&M goes to Missouri, who, by the way, Missouri's coach should be LSU's next coach. Well, I'm calling a prediction there on that one. But that being said, is A&M really that good, Darian?
You know what? I watched a lot of A&M coming into this season. I did not expect this. Marcel Reed has turned the corner at quarterback.
Yeah.
There were some people texting me over the weekend, like comparing him to Lamar Jackson. I'm like, hold your horses. Like, he's starting to get that kind of. He still throws interceptions quite a bit, but I mean, listen, they're good. I mean, these are not chump victories. They seem to be as good as. I mean, I don't like it's A&M, right? At some point, they're going to disappoint folks. So for everyone who's jumping on the bandwagon, and for the Aggies who are running around like going crazy, still got a lot of season left. But as of right now, they deserve all the plaudits they can get.
They could move the sticks too, man. They could run the ball as well.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of good running backs out there who they might not be stars. They might not play on Sunday eventually, but they are good enough to move the sticks. They should be applauded, because this is a team that typically a program that usually gets their 7 or 8 victories, goes to the bowl game, and that's it. But you're starting to believe in this team, and it's like one of those things where these are winnable games coming up. Missouri is a winnable game. It's a tough game, but it's a winnable game. After that, you got South Carolina, very good quarterback. Should be a winnable game. They're an unranked team. Then it leads into the day after Thanksgiving game against the UT Longhorns. Can you imagine? I was looking up tickets. Chica, my fiance, was asking me to look for tickets for the Aggies Longhorns game, right? For cheap seats, $450 for a ticket. For a decent seat, $1,400 per seat. Wow. So yeah, we'll watch that game from home.
Come on, Mike. You just make more money,
Oh,
baby. That's
Mike.
what you
I
say all
can
the
make more
time.
money, but I can't justify those dollars. It's like, what do I want? A tag watch, or do I want to go over there to go watch that
Yeah,
game?
you know what Chica's gonna tell you, Mike? She goes, "You're gonna take me to that game. You know where I'm not gonna sit."
With the peasants. Judge, Jerry, I don't know if you know that about our show. We always talk about how when we go to games, we're of the age now where we don't sit in the rafters anymore.
No, no,
We don't sit with the peasants.
absolutely
Is what
not.
we say. We say we're the chest out. We say it not to be condescending, but it's just one of those things where we're
Oh,
old.
I'm
We're
with
too
you
old.
100%.
We're too old to
Yeah.
be. I'd rather go to like 2 or 3 games and be in a good seat than go to
Yep.
10 games and be up in the rafters.
Make it count.
That's exactly
Make it count.
that's exactly how I am. If I'm going to a game nowadays, yeah, I gotta get some really good seats, or I'm not going.
Yeah. Facts.
Speaking of cheap seats, speaking of up in the rafters, the Spurs unveiled the banner for Greg Popovich over the weekend. Showed the 1,930 wins. I think is what
Gregory
he had.
Popovich.
How surprised are you that Pop didn't have a ceremony in his honor? And should they have done something anyway? Should they have forced the hand and say, "Pop,
No.
get your roses, baby, get your flowers, take a bow"? Instead, people just showed up to the Frost Bank Center like, "Hey, look at that! That was crazy." And by the way, it's an ugly looking banner. Someone has to say it. It's too big. It's like twice the size of the other banners. Why is his all big? Everyone else has a cutout of a jersey. It Pops looks like it's like 3 times the size. What's that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm sure they have something planned for him at another time. Maybe not for this, but like it's Pop, right? Like San Antonio typically shows love to stuff like that. At least I think they do. But yeah, you would expect something a little bit more present. But who knows? Pop probably got word of it and said, "I don't want it," knowing him, right?
Yeah.
I don't want anything big. So
I think
I
it
have to
was just
guess
a
that was
quiet
probably something.
retirement. It was a quiet retirement, Darren. They probably just said, "We'll just raise it to the rafters." Not a whole lot of talk about it. You just walk in, you see it raised to the rafters, and Coach Pop will just say hi. And
Well,
that's
he's
it.
still in the front office too, so he's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, well, it might not have been something where based on his health, he may not have wanted to have
Yeah.
addressed the crowd or anything like that based on the stroke that he had and whatnot. But Darian Starling, thank you for being with us today. Can you
Yeah.
tell everybody how we follow you, all your YouTube channel, all that stuff? Go give us the business.
First off, thank you guys for having me on, man. It's really fun to connect with you guys. But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter at Darian_UTSA. And you can also catch me on YouTube, just Darian Starling. That's my page.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe too, because he does good work, man, and very informative when he's talking about UTSA, and he's grown his following by just being consistent, man. You're putting in that work, and it's amazing to see how much your channel's grown, dude. So keep on doing what you do.
And what I respect about Darian, by the way, is that when I go on there and I watch his YouTube channel, he doesn't kiss UTSA's ass.
No.
Okay, he doesn't kiss UTSA's ass. He doesn't fall in line. He's a former player. He's given actual an analysis of what's going on, what he believes, gives his opinion, and doesn't follow the company line. When it comes to it all, I respect that because it's just a different way of doing things, man. It's very honest and truthful about the team. You go off and say you don't believe in the offensive coordinator. Boom, you've said it. You're not dancing around it, tiptoeing around it. You do a fantastic job, Darian. I'm very proud of you, and you do seeing how your platform has grown is amazing.
Awesome. Thank you guys for the kind words. I really appreciate it. You guys keep kicking tail too. I'll catch you guys later in the season. See y'all.
Outstanding,
All right.
man.
Thanks, man.
Joe, you're dying on that hill, man. You're dying on that hill. You
Just
don't
gonna
want
give
to
him
call
20
Wemby
games, Mike. That's it.
20 games. Joe, okay. He goes off for 40 and 20 today. Yes and no?
What was the deal, Mike? 50. He has to drop 50 piece.
50 piece.
I mean, if Austin Reeves can do it, why not Wemby, bro?
Dude, it happens like 8 times a season. Someone goes off for 50, Joe.
Maybe one of those times will be in the first 20 games, baby. Come on.
Well, Wemby's already had a 50-point game. You and I were there.
He had one, but I'm
No.
saying no.
Oh, my God. You and I were there when Wemby scored 50.
We did, but I said this season, I'm giving him 20 games. If he either one or two things happens, we get to see what Wemby can do in the first 20 games, and we're going to go ahead and look at the stats, right? Because the numbers, they don't lie. And that's why I said, give me 20 games and I'll go ahead and change my mind. Or he can drop a 50 piece. I'll go ahead and sign the apology form. Boom,
The
done.
the bad part of the Spurs tonight is the fact that they didn't put Brooklyn away like they should have in the third quarter yesterday, which means that the players all had to play to the very end of the game. And it's the second night of a back-to-back. I know it's a home and home game, which makes it a little bit easier. But it would have been nice for them to have put Brooklyn away in the third quarter, put them to bed, and then have Wemby fresh for tonight. But they're going to be a little bit tired today. But they're young guys, so I'm hoping that they're going to be okay. The injury report is out. This is according to Josh Badetis of Spurs coverage for NBA editorial director at Fansided. Injury report shows that De'Aaron Fox is out. Luke Cornett is out with an ankle sprain. Yep. Kelly Olynyk still out. Jeremy Sohan still out. And Lindy Waters, the third, still out. So the same 5 players that were out yesterday are out today. So no big elote tonight.
No elote today, dude. But you know what, man? I was thinking about this. And, one of the things that was surprising to Spurs fan is the inclusion in the rotation of one McLaren, right?
Yeah,
we never really heard of him. Yeah, McLaughlin, right? We never heard of him.
We got him in the Fox trade.
Right. We never really saw him a lot, right? Never really saw a lot of him out there. And now that Mitch is rolling with him and you see what he does at times, he can shoot a 3. Okay. So it's like I can see why they have him out there, but if he's not knocking down threes like on a consistent basis, I mean, are we ever going to see David Jones Garcia? Is he ever going to get some run?
Well, I mean, McLaughlin is a 8-year veteran of the NBA. I mean, he's been around the block for a while. He's not a star player, nor will he ever be. David Jones Garcia, we saw this in preseason. He balled out during the summer league, right? It was amazing in the summer league. Got that 2-way deal with the Spurs. The problem is that he's a little erratic and he's like a little bit ahead of himself. He is a bucket. He did get 5 points or so the other day. But he's a good player. I mean, I like Jones Garcia. I want to see him get some run. But I don't know if he's ready yet. Let him marinate a little bit longer before you put him out there. JHNSB saying Kelly Olynyk will never play. Why do we even sign him? You know what? Let's wait till he's healthy and figure that out. Why do we sign him? To make threes.
I'm on the same thinking of JHNSB. Even when healthy, is Olynyk ever going to see any playing time as a Spur? I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, the main cause for concern for me, Joe, is what is going on with Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes, I don't know if it's because the players around him are faster. He just looks so slow out there. The release is slow. The passing is slow. Everything is slowed down. He's 34 years old?
Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated, but I thought Father Time was like 2 or 3 years away from him. It caught up to him real fast. Maybe he's suffering from a nagging injury that we're not really aware of, but he looks slow out there. Champagne, who was on fire during the preseason, where are you at? He's turning into cardio all over again, Joe. That's a concern. The concern is Castle with his turnovers. He's not as crisp when it comes to passing. He has issues when it comes to making free throws. That's a concern. Yeah. The positives are when Cornette's out there, they look really good defensively. The positives are Dylan Harper looks NBA ready, Joe. And I know they played against Brooklyn, but he's averaging in 3 games, 16 points per game to start off his career. He looks NBA ready. Potential star, Joe, in Dylan Harper. You can see it.
Yeah.
And you can see it when he wants to have. See, this is the thing, Joe. The alpha's out there, Joe. When the Spurs were losing, first game of the season against Dallas, he looked scared. Deer in headlights, right? Around halftime, he kind of got it going.
Yeah.
But yesterday's game, he was like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Yeah. And they rolled with him. They built the lead with him. They lost the lead without him. They built it back up with him. He wanted the ball in his hands. He wanted to make something happen. And you know what? He's not a shoot first point guard. Tony Parker was a shoot first point guard. He's out there looking for the pass, and if it's not there, he'll take it in himself. He has some pretty interesting finishes, different gears, different speeds by which he attacks the bucket. It's going to be fun to watch him develop. Because one thing that we know about Dylan Harper, beyond anything, Joe, and I mentioned this coming out of college, because I watched way too much Rutgers basketball last year.
No.
Why? Because Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey were both there. The basketball IQ on that guy is off the charts high. And if you have a player who's athletic, who can knock down a jumper, and has a super high IQ, dude, that is just amazing. I think that Castle is more athletic. I think Castle can sometimes play better defense, but will sometimes do things he shouldn't do. He'll push the ball up too fast when he shouldn't push it up too fast. He'll slow it down when he should be speeding it up. I think Castle is like a B-, B+ when it comes to basketball IQ. Harper's an A+ at basketball IQ. Wemby's getting really good at the basketball IQ. Wemby's problem right now, though, is he's getting sometimes to become too aggressive when it comes to defense. We saw that when he fouled out against the Pelicans. He shouldn't have fouled out on that one play, Joe.
No.
That one play, that was an ugly 6th foul that he had there. But we're seeing the corporate knowledge of Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. Now they look like, Joe, like you don't want to get rid of them.
No.
Devin Vassell, when we need a bucket, he goes and gets it. When we need a bucket, Keldon goes and gets it. But then they fade back into the background. Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, man, I never thought they would ever fall in line with what was going on. But Devin Vassell's stats, man, I mean, and he's playing defense.
I think he's allowed to be able to do that now that he kind of knows more his role, and the team is starting to go ahead and feed Wemby the ball more. It's allowing him, and not only him, but Keldon and some of the other complementary pieces to actually play their true positions. And I think that's where we're seeing them flourish.
That's right.
Versus with under Pop's reign, Pop wanted them to be these other guys that they're not, but now that they're feeding the ball to Wemby, it's opening things up for them. I wanted to go ahead and do this real quick. I want to go ahead and give a quick grito to Cowboy fan because they're on the mend because of that horrible game. But it's also giving me an opportunity to change my hat because I got to give some love to PF Chang's because Sean wants me to go ahead and put on the swag, So let me go ahead and do that real quick, Mike.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
And there we go. We got the lovely PF Chang's hat here. And also Sean was nice enough to give us some of these cups, Mike. Do you see these?
Oh, I like them. That's good.
So we got one for you too, man. It's in the box here.
Joe, did you know that Devin Vassell is shooting the 3-pointers at 45.5%? That is nice, Joe.
That is nice. But even like with that game against the Pelicans, right? I don't like to blame things on the refs, but that ugly game against the Pelicans, the refs, they were on some next level stuff, man. They were on a lot of BS, Mike.
Yeah, man. They had
That's all I'm saying.
They had that Chauncey Billups dog in them, man. That was It was a little bit whack. Mark have also said, Mike, are you saying that you're looking for the return of Jeremy Sohan back on the floor? Yes, I'd rather have Sohan at 100 at his level compared to what Barnes is giving right now.
You don't like the Toyota Corolla?
It's scaring me, Joe. He looks slow. The release is slow. The defense is slow. The passing is slow. The filling the lane is slow. I know he made the 3-pointer that was needed there against the Pelicans. The go-ahead 3-pointer and the free throw that put the game away. I get it. But, man. JHSB saying Castle needs to sit and learn, bench him. I still want Castle to start and Harper to come off the bench, though. Harper he needs to have a feel for the game first. He's doing a good job on that. There are so many good rookies this year. The draft class last year was awful. Castle was like the best rookie. Then you had Research and Sar. And that was basically about it. This year, you're going to have 5 or 6 rookies out there that are going to be fighting for that first team all rookie. Cooper Flagg, VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper being 3 of them. A lot of good players out there that are getting ball. That are Trey Johnson rather is also getting some good run right now. This draft class is nice, Joe. This draft class is nice. And speaking of draft, Joe, if the season ended today, the Spurs would be in the lottery because we have Atlanta's pick. Dude, Atlanta's 1-2. Atlanta's 1-2 this year, right? That game that they won, they came from behind to beat the Raptors. They were down by like 15 points in the fourth quarter and came back to win that game. They should be 0-3, but they're 1-2. Raptors coming on in today, 1-2 coming to San Antonio. Joe, I want to see what ESPN says the odds are of the Spurs winning this game. Are the Spurs favored to win tonight? Because wouldn't that be weird for the Spurs to go 4-0?
You know what? That Raptors game might be the game that you splurge a little bit, Mike. You know what? And if you want to go ahead and get better seats, you got to make more money. And if you want to make more money, who do you got to call?
You got to give me a call, 210-508-0369. I've been handling financial services as a financial advisor in San Antonio for 19 years, 210-508-0369. You have questions about investments, to roll over a 401k. Some people have these old 401ks just out in the middle of nowhere. I'll help you roll them over, 210-508-0369. Spurs tonight. Oh, life insurance, disability, long-term care, all that business planning. Come to me. Spurs tonight, according to ESPN, are a 63% chance of winning tonight. It's a 5-8 chance, basically. Spurs are favored by 5.5 points. Injuries tonight for the Spurs. Again, Cornette is out, Waters is out, Olynyk, Fox, and Sohan. Toronto, no injured players. They have the entire lineup available today. Sean Quintero coming up and saying it's 0-0. You know, it's so funny. Chica said the exact same thing to me last week. It is what it is.
It's a 0, not a no. There's still talk. There's chatter here by a Spurs fan, and we haven't really heard if Wemby's going to play tonight or not. You know, it's on a back-to-back. Notoriously on back-to-backs, they don't play Wemby. They want to kind of save him a little bit. I believe if they do wind up playing him tonight, it's going to be limited minutes. They'll probably play him for maybe 15 or so or 18, and they'll be like, all right, that's enough. Just sit out, you know. But it's going to be hard if they do that because they don't even have Luke Cornette out there right now. I mean, if they go ahead and pull Wemby, they're going to have to go ahead and be forced to play Bismack Biyombo.
They have to play him. And
they have to.
The reason why they have to play him is because you're not going to piss off the home crowd when you try to get a new arena. You can't load manage him today. I'm sorry. And again, we had that poll out on MJ Acquired Taste on Twitter asking the question: do the Spurs have a better chance of winning the election because of the hot start? I believe they do. Do I think that they're going to win the election? San Antonio has a poor people's mentality, Joe. And unless Spurs fans go out there and go out in huge numbers to win this election to basically seal the deal, because man, Gino Ortiz-Jones would be insufferable if they win, if this election fails. Should be insufferable, and then you'd have other cities knocking on the door. Austin, Las Vegas, Seattle, where he lost the Stars. I'm just saying, there is a plan B. They just haven't unveiled it yet. You know it does exist, Joe. You've mentioned it before.
Oh, I forget that former Spur Jakob Poeltl is going to be coming back to town.
Jakob. I didn't mind Poeltl. Poeltl was fine. It was Zach Collins that I hated.
Mamu plays now for the Raptors as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's a good team. It's a decent team, dude. They are expected to be a playoff team there in the Eastern Conference. But, Joe, I got to go make some money, Joe. I got to head. Chica's here. Chica's been sticking her head out, trying to distract me with her feminine ways.
Yeah, you know what? We got to tease that. Who's going to be the guest for tomorrow's show?
Yes, we have a returning guest tomorrow. So we had Darian Starling. Thank you so much, Darian, for being on the show today. Tomorrow, we expect to have James Pledger from San Antonio Sports Star. Pledger in the house. See, do you have that drop of him calling me a moron?
Oh yeah, it's never left, Mike. It's always here. You want me to go ahead and play that for you?
Yeah.
Oh God. Here we go. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I like that one.
You moron! You moron! You moron!
My good buddy James Pledger from San Antonio Sports Star should be on tomorrow. We're scheduled to have him on at 10:15 tomorrow to talk about the Spurs. Hopefully the Spurs at that point would be 4-0. Joe, I got to go make some more money. I know you have to head off to work as well. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Thank you to PF Chang's Lock on Terra for sponsoring our show. We may have another sponsor coming on board in the next week or so, but we'll keep it no more than 3, Joe, because
Yeah.
our listeners have been saying that they want us to keep it at a minimum. But we need to have sponsors to keep the show going, and you need to go to
Yeah.
PF Chang's. You need
Yeah.
to go to PF Chang's, and I like it when people send us the photos of them being out there, and we get to post them as well. Go give Sean some business because he takes care of us. Sean was the reason why we had Goldberg. He was the reason why we've had
Yep.
certain guests, the Von Erichs and things like that. Von Erich
Oh, he's
sons.
the reason on Thursday why we're going to have the return of Mike Mitchell Jr.
That's right, Mike Mitchell Jr., son of former Spur Mike Mitchell, number 34 back in the day. 34, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s. He was my favorite Spur back in the 80s. Very, very nice, man. I'll be back in town on Friday for Halloween. And then I'll be doing some Dia de los Muertos stuff on Saturday with my kids. So that'll be
Nice.
pretty cool. So looking forward to that. Joe, have a fantastic day. Everyone have a fantastic day. 2,545 subscribers strong. Go tell a friend. Go take our show, put it on your Facebook account, put it on your Twitter account. Send a link out there, help grow our viewer base, and hit the like button on the way out. We appreciate it. Joe, have a fantastic day. Gonna go hang out with Chico for a little while.
See you boys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.
See ya.